Good evening, folks, and welcome to the virtual comedy studio. Look to your left, look to your right. Your room is now a comedy club, and it could really use some laundry day. Anyway, please give it up for your host for tonight's program. She does do her laundry. Please give up for Kathe Farris.
Thank you, Eli. Thank you. Every week, these just get more and more intriguing. Thank you guys for being here. I hope your holiday was good. Mine was, yeah, okay. It was good. And I'll tell you why. Because and other people had this perk, but I got HBO for free, and I found out the night before Thanksgiving, and I started watching The Vow. And if you haven't watched The Vow, it's basically about a bully who likes to volleyball and wear like a sweatband on. Basically, if you were in high school and you were a short guy and you had a Napoleon complex, you should watch the show because it's inspirational for you. For the rest of us who have dated people under our league, you should watch it too. It's a cautionary tale. Anyway, it's called The Vow, and 15 minutes in, I just canceled Thanksgiving because I was watching this whole thing. So that's the only plug I'm going to give for HBO because I'm not going to throw all my weight around for everything. Thank you for being
Can
here.
I just say, it's not under your you're out of your league, not under your league. Sorry, go ahead.
Whatever, Alan. That's really, a tomato. I'm actually going to Google that when the show's going on, but tomato with it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. You could be at the Boston Comedy Festival, and if you aren't, and you do like comedy, it is something you should be checking out. The Boston Comedy Festival is an international contest that's done every year, and this year it's online with some amazing comics. I mean, are they as amazing as the comics on tonight? Maybe, but that's for you to decide. Why am I having my show tonight is because I'm committed to keeping my show going. Also, this has been, bittersweet for me. As some of you know, Eli, do you have that picture that I had sent you? So
Yep,
this
got it right
is
here.
the memory that has been popping up on my news feed all over for the last day or so. This is from 2 years ago. It is the Boston Comedy Festival. It right before this moment was the highlight of my comedy career, where I was in the finals of the Boston Comedy Festival. It took me 6 years to get there. First year I was rejected, and the next couple of years I just climbed my way to get to the finals. And I did not win. Good news, for the first time in 20 years, a woman won. Unfortunately, that woman wasn't me.
Was it you?
And so, wow, to get that close. Maybe that's why I was watching The Vow, because I can really feel that kind of hurt. You know what I mean? I will say during this time of the year, I'd like to think I'm a kind person and that people like to ask me advice. And I have gotten a lot of messages about advice. And so I thought I would just share my top advice right now. My first thing I would say is I don't know if you can see this picture. Don't dress like you work at an H&R Block. That would be the first thing. Like, be comfortable, be you. Don't dress like you're doing somebody's taxes for a set fee, okay? Number one. Number two, go in like a winner. Like, you got to go in and you got to think like a winner. But the important word here is like a winner. For me, I went in a winner, and that was a hard day at J. Crew the next day because I had already spent all the money that you get from the competition, and they were, I wanted to say, Jolise at J. Crew and Braintree Plaza, you were so kind and so patient. Some of the things didn't have tags anymore, and I was crying, and but I thank you so much. You were so patient with me, and that was really hard. That was a hard day. Oh boy. And then the last thing I would say is that just take care of yourself. Like when you're doing these things, you're doing this for yourself, And so take care of yourself, and your self-care is so important. And so for me, the way that I take care of myself is that I went home, went in my backyard, and I like to go there and just kind of be by myself and do historical reenactments. And by historical reenactments, I mean I like to act out that day in 1998 when my assistant manager from the dress barn, Brenda, said I couldn't take the day off the next day because I didn't fill out the right paperwork. Well, you know, Brenda, I did. I did fill out the right paperwork. You were wrong about it. But I was 20 years old and I didn't have a spine and I didn't have the word. I didn't have the words. Now at 51, I do have the words, and I just go out periodically in my backyard. I dress like a Civil War soldier so people don't think I'm weird, right? And I reenact this thing, and it just makes me feel like closure. This is good. This is closure. This is closure. So any of you who are watching tonight, who are nervous about the Boston Comedy Festival, or who have other festivals, or who are doing this, just have fun with it. Remember my 3 things: H&R Block dress, don't spend all the money at J. Crew, and historical reenactments. That's going to get you through. Many people say, are you a life coach? No. Should I be? Yes. I just lack follow through and accountability. And I think those things aren't important in a life coach anyway. I'm putting a blog together and we'll get that going. Anyway, I think this is a good time to start. Ellen, do you think this is a good time to start?
Well, I just have to go back to my out of your league and under your league, because out of your league, if you're in a league, right, and you're in a hard league, but it's too much. So you're out of your league because you cannot be under your league. But I will tell you, somebody who was never out of their league when it comes to comedy is you, Kathe Farris. You killed it that night at the Boston Comedy Festival. I saw that competition, and I got to say, you came out of that thing the winner. So you might not have walked away with $6,000, but you were, in my eyes, you were the winner that night.
Thank you. And you know what? If I was really savvy with social media, I was going to start my own fake social media account and be like, I got robbed. I mean, she got robbed. And I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah. Well, may I just tell a quick story is that we went where the competition was that year was in a very Irish neighborhood of Boston, Somerville. And we went to an Irish restaurant that afterwards, and there was the big group of us, and we all sat down to eat. And Kathe was, taking it on the chin like a champ. And then out of nowhere, no one's sure why this happened, but an entire parade of, what do you call those people?
Bagpipes.
Bagpipers.
Douchebags, but go ahead.
Yeah, an entire parade of bagpipers came parading through with the whole thing, the drums and everything. And Kathe looked at me and she goes, "Oh, good, an Irish wake now."
No, I said, is this my comedy funeral? Honestly, I was thinking, you're right, because I went into the bathroom to collect myself, and I was like, why does God hate me? And I remember saying to myself, Kath, God doesn't hate you. This is God's way of saying, listen, Kath, I do want you in eternal paradise, but I'm going to make you work for it. And then I go out to this shit, right? And I thought, well, there you go.
You're a winner to me, Kathe, and everybody else who's ever worked with you. We'll
Amen.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I like how we made it about me.
I think it's also fair to say that "Why does God hate me" is said very often when bagpipes start playing.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say during Farris and Friends, because I do say it a lot. I don't know why people haven't hashtag.
It could be your new catchphrase.
I do say it a lot, especially when my kids do something wrong. Instead of being like, I understand, I love you, let's talk it out, I'm like, why does God hate me? Anyway, let's get this show started, because I think this would be great. Also, I just want to say congratulations to Nancy Norton, the 2018
No sense of a grudge there.
No, there isn't. No, she's not. No, she's hilarious and obviously very talented. That it made Kathe go to J. Crew on the next day. Anyway, She's hilarious. You should check her out. And all the other people that were on the show. So it's great. And there's like lots of great shows there. Yay. Okay, we're on the Comedy Studio. We got a lot going on here. Let's get started. What's great about our show too is that we have this combination of like new comedians and seasoned comedians and favorite comedians, and we're just this casual because we're so comfortable on Zoom now. You know what I mean? Like now we know what like a mime feels like, because you just never know what the feedback's going to be. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. I know this has been a tough time for everybody, but we're here to make you laugh. We're the Comedy Studio. We have shows every night of the week except for Mondays because we like to watch Bravo reruns. So we have a line. I think the best way to start this show is with one of my favorite up-and-coming comedians. I met her right before the pandemic, and it's so funny because people think like, oh, you know, your life stops during the pandemic. Well, some of us haven't. Some of us have been hustling, and this young comic has been hustling, and I can't wait to introduce her to the comedy world. You guys put your hands together for Becca Walensky. Hi, Becca.
Woo!
Yay, Becca.
Hi, I'm gonna do my 5 minutes on why Kathe should have won in 2018.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, but actually, Ellen started that, so maybe I'll only do a couple. Okay. Let's see. So my mom is the most important person in my life, but unfortunately, she's been sick for a while, and she did just get her diagnosis. And don't worry, it's not that bad. It's just stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And yeah, Ellen was talking, we were talking about game show hosts. Alex Trebek died of pancreatic cancer, upstaging my mom. I mean, that's what I'll say. Like, she was supposed to make it famous. Like, he did. Anyway, if you don't know about stage 4 pancreatic cancer, it's like that hit single that came out this summer, WAP, Wet Ass Pussy. Because they both came out of fucking nowhere in the middle of a pandemic. And they both involve vital organs deep inside a woman's body or a man's. Alex Trebek, I mean, whatever. Yeah, they both make the neighbors down here in Florida pretty uncomfortable. The neighbors down here, they didn't want to discuss my mother's WAD, wet ass diarrhea from her chemotherapy. They didn't want to talk about that. And people always tell me that they wouldn't wish this on their worst enemies. But I would wish this on my father. The last time we spoke was when he texted me threatening to call the police on me if I didn't respond. And if that's not fatherly love, I don't know what is. I replied to his text in class, and he replied, "It took the threat of police action for you to behave responsibly." And then I got, "Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion." Proverbs 11:22. And the closer, "God is watching you." My dad thinks I'm beautiful. And he forgot that we're Jewish. Because if the Jewish God has been watching all this time, then he's definitely seen some of my dad's award-winning parenting. Like the time my dad showed up to my National Honor Society induction 2 days late.
Oh.
Or the time he missed my entire bat mitzvah Torah portion.
Oh, no.
I don't know, like some God was watching that, Jewish, Christian, I don't know, but at least they were there. And then there was the time that he tried to convince me and my sister that Planned Parenthood really was selling fetal body parts online and that Ted Cruz was right. And the Jewish God, I mean, he's known for dropping plagues on people when they least expect it. So, I mean, thoughts and prayers to my dad. When my mom first got her pancreatic cancer diagnosis, I went to see her in the hospital and she didn't seem ill. The only reason why I knew she was sick was because she'd stopped watching YouTube videos of pimple popping and dandruff. And the other day I caught her watching Big Flakes Pus Explosion Front Side. So that's how I know she's feeling better. Don't even talk to me. She watches them all. I mean, we were watching The Vow. She was watching pimple popping videos while we were watching The Vow. Anyway, because my mom has cancer, I have the great pleasure of living in Orlando, Florida with my family. And it was news to me too, that Florida is actually a COVID-free state. And and I've never lived with my family for this long, but when you combine cancer and quarantine, you learn a lot about these people that you're forced to live with. Like last Friday night, we were lighting the Shabbat candles, and I learned that my 94-year-old step-grandmother can't hear her own farts. And I'm excited about what's next to learn. Cancer sucks, but there are some perks. In my experience, the best part has been these great food deliveries we've gotten. Most of them have come from my mom's relatives on 23andMe. Well, she just met them. But the best stuff that we got came all the way from New York City. We got Katz's Deli Kosher Pickles. The best. But we started out with 16 jars, and now we're only down to 3.
Yeah.
People heard pancreatic cancer, and they didn't know about Alex Trebek back then. And they heard pancreatic cancer. They thought my mom was going to be dead in weeks. Their prognosis is bad, but it's not that bad. My mom is still alive. So send more pickles, please. Yeah, not that half sour bullshit Sarah Rosenblum sent from the East Village. No, full sour. Yeah. And yeah, the worst part about pancreatic cancer has been the texts I've gotten, most notably from my middle school bully, Esther Leibowitz. She called me pizza face at my bat mitzvah. She texted me, "Hey, Beck, I know we haven't talked in 17 years, but if you ever need a shoulder to cry on, I'm your girl." Wow, thank you so much, Esther. But I don't need your shoulder. You know what I need? More Katz's Deli Kosher Pickles. That's what we all need. Thank you, Kathe, for having me. If I had more time, I'd talk about the Boston Comedy Festival. Thank you.
Yay. Thank you, Becca. See what I'm saying, right?
How does your father show up halfway through your Haftorah?
But he missed the whole tour pushing because one of his he had several wives, but one of them was sick, and so that's what his excuse.
Is he a polygamist? Because I'm really into sisters' wives.
But he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit, and I hope you're watching this, Dad.
I've heard of that. Really.
I actually just found my stepmother's. This is third wife. I found her Twitter. She is a QAnon person.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have to give your father a 0 on the Jew scale.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Wow.
This Joe Walensky, hope you're hearing this.
This show is just taking a turn, and I am not opposed to it. This is great.
I'll say
I was actually gonna say, I understand your dad, but I actually have a lot of the same parenting techniques because I actually misquote the Bible all the time to my kids. Or I use that, and I use parallels to the Real Housewives because there are, I don't know if anybody's well versed in the Bible here. I've done Bible study, which has got me into comedy because I was kicked out of the church. Anyway, there are lots of parallels there between the Bible and that, because I don't know if you remember this whole thing in Genesis where Adam blamed Eve, right? The whole thing about she gave me the apple, I didn't do the apple, that kind of thing. But if you watch the Real Housewives of New Jersey, the same thing, Joe did the same thing to Teresa Giudice, where he made her go to jail, so she had to go to jail for this whole tax thing because she didn't read all the fine print. She went to jail for 14 months, but she got in really good shape, and then she came out and she went into one of these regional bodybuilding competitions, and she came in 3rd place. So the moral the moral of the story is that things look bad, but then when you can go to jail and get in really good shape, you just never know. That actually
I have to watch this show.
Yeah, it's riveting.
But also, then she left Joe, which I thought was pretty brilliant, and he also lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, but the thing with him losing weight is he looked less attractive.
Exactly. Thank you.
Because-
Thank you, Kathy.
Anyway, I don't know why we're going into that. I think we're actually talking about short men who aren't good people. Because we started with the vow, now we're on to Joe Dudice. You guys stick around. Who knows where we're going to be at the end of this? Honestly,
I know a whole bit about the Tiger King.
or Tom Cruise. Either one doesn't really. I think we should. I feel so bad for our comedians because they're like, I didn't realize that this is how the show goes. I thought Kathy was a very tight, conservative person. I am, not on Tuesdays, because Ellen Sugarman's here. And that's our next comedian, like I said, we like to sprinkle in new comedians and seasoned comedians. This is another new comedian. What's so great during this pandemic is that I've been able to have the opportunity to do online classes and meet some amazing people. And when I do, and I have people who are like, no, I think you're ready for this. Please come and do my show. Right after our student showcase, I think I sent her a message saying, like, you have to do my show. I'm enamored with you all the way from Canada. You guys put your hands together for Claire Query. Am I saying it right? Is it Query?
Right. Close enough.
Query. Query. Yay, Claire.
Hey, everybody. Thanks. Thanks, Kathy. Becca, I'm going to send you a crate of pickles because, my God, you deserve that. Yeah, so I'm Claire, everybody. I am a single, middle-aged college teacher with no kids, which means I could star in my own whole slate of Hallmark holiday movies. How about Turkey Coma for One? Or The Lonely Yuletide? Or my favorite, Crying Each Christmas. And of course, there is the upcoming musical Barren Boxing Day Blues. For that one. No, I haven't started any movies, but I am a teacher, which means there's at least a B+ of a chance that I also drink because I'm still teaching. The thing people don't know about us teachers is we are secretly grading everything. It's December now, which means marks are due soon, and I have decided I am giving 2020 an incomplete because, well, you know why. But lest you think I'm that spinster cliche you were warned about in fairy tales, I am not. I may like to take walks on the beach, but I can also take an occasional stroll on the wild side. For instance, the last gentleman I had the pleasure of dating was 20 years younger than myself. Listen, thank you. If you have never dated a younger man, you ladies out there, let me tell you, it has never been easier to pick one up. Especially all the skinny hipster dudes you see in my neighborhood. They weigh practically nothing. Ryan, he was a barista. He always spelled Claire with an I and would put extra foam on my cappuccino. Something I didn't know about younger men is they are constantly texting, and who has the time to learn all those emojis? One thing that annoyed me about Ryan is that he always wanted to watch superhero movies. I still feel aggravated thinking about it. You know, my idea of a superhero is whoever's going to come over here in the pandemic and help me put together that standing desk. That's a real hero. And if they want to wear red boots and a cape while they do it, that is not a problem. As long, of course, as they're social distancing and wearing a mask. Of course, it didn't work out with Ryan. And yes, it was the age difference. He had an iPhone 10 and I still have the iPhone 3. By the way, American friends, congratulations on your recent election. Even though I am Canadian, I really feel like I know what you've been going through because I too am ruled by a 4-year-old orange dictator. Of course, in my case, I'm speaking of Francis, my ginger tabby cat. I adopted just before the pandemic hit. The great thing about having Francis is I only have to scoop her poop once a day, which we've been hearing is not the case with your president. It took me a long time to commit to adopting a cat. I spent more time on animal rescue sites than a 20-something guy does on Tinder. By the way, everybody, I've decided I'm canceling misogynists. And this time I'm serious because I finally stopped dating them. Since I got Francis, though, I'm a bit worried I might be a secret misogynist. Her fur is so soft, I just want to touch her all the time. And little locker room talk between just us, I don't always wait for consent. I see the way she slinks around this place, tail in the air. I just want to grab that pussy. I'm proud to say I've mostly been able to control myself, and instead I woo her affections by catering to her endless demands for meals. There is a first breakfast, a second breakfast, lunch, afternoon snacks, dinner, followed by late night treats. Actually, that's my eating schedule. Excuse me, everybody. Saw my doctor recently for an in-person visit, and I got the feeling he might be a little lonely because when I told him about my weight gain, he told me, well, at least your boobs are still good. And then he asked me out for coffee. And this was during my pap smear. Anyway, I left and I didn't go out for coffee. And then I realized I've been feeling a little lonely too. So even though we're not dating anymore, I decided I was going to text Ryan. And I know what you're going to say. As soon as I did it, I knew it was a mistake. The mistake of accidentally sending a picture of your boobs to your preteen nephew. Now I'm actually starring in a real life family drama, and it's called Auntie Claire is Blocked for the Holidays. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Claire. That was awesome. I'd watch that one.
That was funny.
Right?
That was really good. That was really good. That's amazing.
Some of it is not true.
Did you take one of the comedy studio classes?
I did, yes. I think I was with Steph and in the first studio class. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So fun. I miss it every day.
Oh, that's really nice. I was gonna just say, like, banter with Ellen about, like, I like how you just like ask random questions. Like, well, where did that come from?
Well, I thought it was a nice way to plug the studio school.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
yes.
there's so many questions like that. I thought it was
product placement. Okay, sorry.
yeah,
plug
it was
the
supposed
studio
to be,
school for
just
sure.
so that you know, it was supposed to be a very smooth transition to do that, but
Listen, Ellen, I didn't even win the Boston Comedy Festival. How the hell am I supposed to know that stuff? All right? I'm here on a Tuesday doing my own free show. Jesus. Give me a break. Thank you, Claire. That was awesome.
Thanks
But
so
I will
much.
say, actually, that is true. Like all of the new comics you saw on tonight, they've all been part of a comedy studio, and they're new, but they don't even look new, right? Exactly. That's why I tell you guys, like, they're amazing.
Oh, now to be ageist. Okay, thanks.
No, why did I say young? I didn't say young. I mean, like, oh, damn it, Jesus.
I know I'm not new. It's okay.
Claire, well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. New, young, old, shiny, winner, runner-up, loser, whatever we are, right? We're all comedians here. That's where we are, right?
we're all here to, it doesn't matter who we are and what our credits are. We are all here on a Tuesday night doing a free show on comedy on Zoom. So
Look at
we're all
Ellen
really the
Sugarman
same.
Were
saving
you gonna
the
say
show.
Comedy Central?
Saving the show. Yeah, we're gonna copyright now. We're stealing trademarks here. All right, let's just keep going with this. Let's bring up one of my favorite people from comedy, from New England comedy, because not only like you would call him a Boston comic, you'd call him a Rhode Island comic, you'd call him a Connecticut or a New Hampshire, because he's everywhere. He's always everywhere. He's one of the kindest, most hilarious people I know, and I'm so glad he agreed to do the show. And what I didn't realize is when I put this show together, I was really just looking at, like, thinking about people's acts and what they were bringing to it, because I wasn't thinking about anything other than that. It's our only male on the show.
Yeah.
Only male on the show. He's
Token man.
right, but I can't think of a better token man on the show than Randy Williams.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. Oh, I couldn't be more proud to be the token male. Oh, so okay, guys, it is that season. I heard the goddamn Mariah Carey song at least 3 times in the last couple of days. I have to tell a Christmas story. So if you will, please hearken back 15 years to December 22nd, 2005. Where were you guys back 15 years ago? Now, Kathy, I would guess you had just begun to resent your children, like right around there. And everybody else on the bill is a younger lady comic, so molested. Yeah, okay, that's about right. Just guessing.
Oh.
Yeah, well, no, Ellen, molester. Very good. But this again, 15 years ago, I was out shopping at the Mall of New Hampshire because that's where I'm from, New Hampshire. The stores are shipped, but the sales tax, it's gone. It's a beautiful thing. I took a call on my Nextel flip phone. That's how you know it was 15 years ago. And there it was my mom. My mom, who at the time was a 58-year-old divorcee from Lynn, Massachusetts. You guys are familiar with Lynn? Do you know Lynn? You know the song? Do you know Lynn, Lynn, the city of sin, got rid of the crack, but now heroin? Yeah, that's how it goes. They updated it. And I was psyched because I was indeed shopping for my mom. I said, great timing, Mom. I'm out shopping for your gift right now, and I got you pepper spray last year. So what are we going for this year? 58-year-old divorcee. I don't know what to get you. Do you have any new hobbies, anything going on? And she said, well, Ran, I'm just going to come out with it. I'm dating a woman now. Oh, yeah. And that's why I remember December 22nd, 2005, because that is the date where my mom actually came out to me. That is a real and true fact. Yeah. And this was 2005. We weren't super familiar with that. Gender fluid, if you Googled for gender fluid, you'd get cum shot videos. So they very, very different from now. I mean, we were just coming to grips with Ellen. That was a thing. Oh my God. And I guess we all had like a gay cousin or a gay coworker. And I did a lot of theater, so I got called faggot all the time. It's cool, guys. I can say that I'm half gay on my mom's side. We're taking it back. And at the time, though, I didn't know how to react. So I said, Mom, how did this happen? My parents had divorced 25 years before. And so she'd raised me and my sister, just her and a series of alcoholic boyfriends, which is why I do comedy. So a little bit molested. So how do you do that? How do you make that transition? And she said, well, Ran, I went on that Match.com profile you set up for me, and I unchecked the box that says woman seeking man, and I checked the box that says woman seeking woman. That's it. That's all you do. Okay, way to go, internet. And I said, Mom, do you realize all you did was check the box that says I want to check out box? Yeah. And she said, Ran, that's not funny. And I said, yeah, and about 15 years ago from now, there's a few people that agree with you. Don't worry about it. So what's your lady like? What's your type? And she said, well, Irene is British. I said, oh, great. This makes perfect sense because we were raised on, PBS and Merchant Ivory movies. So I did not know I was watching my mom's pornography at the time, but that's what that was. She had a type. She had she wanted Helen Mirren in. Dame Judi Dench got her Dame Judi drenched.
Oh my God.
Not so much funny, more of a tongue twister. which my mom also wanted. So I said, but what's she like physically? And she said, well, Irene is about 6 foot tall. She drives a motorcycle, has a leather jacket, and skull earrings. All right, so I'm getting another dad. This is cool. I'm pretty excited about it. And she's an alcoholic? Oh, yes. Okay, great. So she's got a type 2. So I said, when are we going to meet Irene? And she said, well, you're going to meet her 3 days from now on Christmas Day, which is why I'm telling you. Awesome. Good plan. So I went out and bought gifts for everybody. And my wife and I drove down to Lynn that 3 days later. And Irene is there, and she's 6 foot, big butt, butch, buxom British broad. And she, gives me a big old chuck on the shoulder and says, Oi, Randy. Do you know what your name means in England, love? Yes, I know what Randy means in England. You do not need to tell me or anyone else. It's okay. And she's, Oi, Randy, your name means horny, mate. In England, it means horny. Can you believe it? Yes, I can. Thank you, Irene. And now the rest of my family all knows that. This is never being written down. Merry Christmas. She comes up to me, and in the quietest voice she could say, Oi, Randy. Every time I'm getting with your mum, I say, Susan, I'm feeling a bit randy. It all goes askew. And I said, Irene, did you happen to get me anything for Christmas? No, afraid not, love. Irene, could you get me the gift of not talking about fucking my mother on Christmas Day? Could we do that? And she did. It was very sweet. I actually did get them both gifts. I got my mom oil of Olay, and it's good for the skin. And for Irene, I got her a 12-inch strap-on. Well, because Christmas is the season of giving. Thank you much, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Randy, first of all, in this show, we don't critique people's comedy, but here's one thing I want to say to you. Your Irene impression was a dead-on for James Corbin. Think about it. Just think about it. Also, Randy, who the hell are you now? What happened? Is this pandemic Randy?
I've always
your kids and your wife and stuff. You're like, now I'm going to talk about my mom and her lovers.
I save this joke for Christmas every year. I've been doing it for 4 years. Christmas time. I've done it 3 times for my mom, and she has laughed every time. She might even be on YouTube right now. No, she can't operate a computer. Don't worry about that.
I don't know if it's because this is a holiday season and you waited for the holidays for this, or it's that water cooler that doesn't have a water cooler behind.
You figured that out. Nobody knows what that is.
I know what that is.
Well done.
Hey, thank you.
Right there.
Right.
Water cooler.
First of all, I'm Irish Catholic. The minute you start talking about anything about sex, I'm looking somewhere else. There we go. That was hilarious. Thank you for bringing the other side of Randy to the show, Randy.
You're welcome,
Williams.
Kathy. Thank you. And by the way, I timed your Boston Comedy Festival set and all the sets that night.
Uh-huh.
You did great. Everybody did great. I let the guitar guy go over by 2 seconds, so you're welcome.
Well, thanks. Yeah. Guitar guy, Morgan J. Right?
Morgan J. Yeah.
Actually, I thought you were going to say, and you were robbed.
It really squashed his
you
career.
Were robbed.
There were no losers that night. There were only winners.
Really, Randy? Because some of the okay.
Actually, you know what, Randy? I'm going to have to disagree with you right there. But Kathe Farris was not one of those losers.
Fair enough. We'll take it.
Yes, I will.
There were many losers that night, my friend.
Listen, I have a lot of things going for me, but the one thing I don't have going for me is my face. My face always tells you what's going on. And when I saw that happening, and they said, for the first time in the history of Boston Comedy Festival, a woman is one. I'm like, well, here we go.
Well, there were 4 women on the stage that night, and all of your faces looked exactly the same.
Oh, that's so rude.
Oh,
I like that they had the snapshot of Nancy just embracing Jim. Well, in the background, it's just me.
You're going like
My H&R Block, ill-fitted blazer. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway.
you've You look fantastic right now, by the way, and really, but according to that photo, you've changed your hair and everything.
Well,
So.
Ellen, since that day, yeah, that was a changing day for me, okay? First of all, I had to return a lot of shit to J. Crew, okay? So I had to just basically, whatever's in the closet is going to have to fit, Kath. So you download the Weight Watcher app and figure it the fuck out. I didn't mean to do that. I think it's just having that free HBO. I feel like different. Anyway, Ren, thank you so much for being on the show. That was hilarious. And happy holidays to Irene and your mother.
Oh, they broke up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Thank God, she sounded awful.
Irene was awful. She got married to another British woman 1 year later, and they're still together. It's been.
How did you know that? How did you like? How did
So
you
rude.
follow the life and loves of?
Oh, she dished. My mom called me on my Nextel all the time. Oh, Irene, she's just the worst, and she dropped her, and then married Mary, who is also British, and who she goes back and forth from Florida to England. It's an amazing.
So she has a type.
She very much has a British type.
I like it. Welcome to Farris and Friends, you guys. We digress. Okay. Nobody even knows Randy's mom, but we're all invested in her love life now. Okay. All right, let's just keep going. Thank you, Randy. When this world opens back up, please follow Randy. You can catch him really, like, he is all over the place. He hustles, and he's hilarious, and he talks about more than just his mom's love life. Although I think that's funny, he has other hilarious stuff too, so check him out. Also, hydrate, Randy, hydrate. Like, get some water going on there. All right, let's just.
So, you know what? I don't know if we said this, but I just real quick, I just want to say that Randy is not the only male we have on tonight. We always have one male with us in the background. He's in the background, but he's in the front of our hearts, and that's
the backbone of the show. It's
that's
Eli.
right.
Baby.
That's Eli.
Yeah.
That is
Eli. Oh, God.
Is there someone
Right.
on the show I didn't know about?
yeah. No, it's you guys. So we never forget you. So
He's just so quiet tonight. Usually we hear some comments from Eli, but we haven't heard any comments from
I
Eli.
read a couple.
You haven't
Oh,
you haven't said anything worth commenting about yet.
Oh.
Eli, I have just divulged my whole J. Crew thing. Anyway, let's just keep going because I don't know how to even move from that.
I meant you didn't say anything I've disagreed with yet.
Oh, thanks. Okay. All right, I'll go with that. It's fine. All right, let's just keep going. You guys, thank you for being here, Farris and Friends. We are on the Comedy Studio. We have shows every night of the week except for Mondays, because we're watching Bravo. We also do this show during the week for free. So everybody who's on here are doing it for the love of the craft. Also for tips. And if you want to tip our comedians, look below. We have a Venmo at the Comedy Studio, and we split these tips with our comedians because we believe in paying for talent. Yay! Also, we have headliner shows every weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I mean, Thursday's great too because Ellen does her show on the West Coast called Wicked Good Comedy every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Right, and every other.
Looking straight through to 2021 right now.
There we go. Right. So check it out. So we have comedians all over the country who jump in on our shows. So we're excited about that. So we're the Comedy Studio. Yay, all of this. Let's keep going. Another comedian that you guys need to know about. You just need to. You're going to thank me in a little while because she's going to be big someday. Okay?
It's amazing.
I
I adore this girl. I really do. I have to tell you, she's one of the.
If you adore this girl, you wouldn't have talked over her intro.
Well, I know, but I just
I even practiced it.
Part of her intro, I wanted it to be that she is one of the joys of my quarantine because I met her during quarantine. So you go ahead now.
I'm just going to redo it. You guys, let's just reset for a second. Our next comedian coming to this stage, you're going to want to keep your eye on her because in the next couple of years, she's going to be it. You're going to be watching her. Put your hands together for Steph Dahlwin.
Woo!
Oh my God, you guys are making me blush. I just need a second. That's more affection than I ever got from like my own mother. So Speaking of my mom, her idea of bonding growing up, she's from Vietnam, and her idea of bonding was making me drive her to Vietnamese grocery stores a lot. And I have to say though, Vietnamese grocery stores are the American dream. Like, they will sell you shrimp chips and knockoff Gucci wallets in a space the size of a janitor's closet. One time, I walked through 3 hours of fish sauce trying to find a $10 rice cooker. I end up getting my taxes done. America doesn't need Costco. It needs Kim Fan's Trading Post and Discount Nail Supply. And meanwhile, American grocery stores are turning into yoga retreats. Like at Whole Foods, they greet you with a kale smoothie and lead you in an ayahuasca ritual. And some white chick with tribal tattoos named Friendship cleanses your aura with sage. Vietnamese grocery stores are like settlers of Catan. You are fighting over resources. Some old lady might stab you over the 2-for-1 mangoes. I mean, competition and cutthroat survivalism, like, what's more American than that? You might pay with your life, but that's how they keep the prices so low. I think I found my new favorite cardio workout. Anxiety. I just think about work deadlines and my heart rate is in the fat burn zone. Today I burned 1,800 calories in like 30 seconds. All I did was panic about whether I left the stove on. I'm never joining a gym again. Why would I pay someone to yell at me to do burpees? I'll just call my mom. All I gotta do is explain email attachments to her for 45 minutes. Anyone out there, if you want to lose weight, might I suggest the services of Naomi Tran? I can call you in the middle of your work day and tell you how you're not married because you can't make pot roast. And if you're lucky, she might throw in a lecture about how you don't have real problems because you never escaped the Viet Cong. Growing up, my mom always made me sleep with a knife under my pillow.
What?
Like some moms make your favorite food and do your laundry. Mine sharpens my sleeping dagger. And I used to think the knife was for protection, because my dad, the Vietnam War veteran, wasn't enough, apparently. With his night terrors and 2 a.m. bomb drills. But it turns out the knife was to scare ghosts away. Now, this is cultural in Vietnam, but I've always wondered, like, what the fuck is a knife gonna do against a ghost? Except go through it. Like, I'm not going to a ghost fight with a knife. That's like going to a gunfight with a knife. And my mom thinks, like, the thing is, she thinks she's protecting me with this ghost knife. She thinks that there's this, like, ghost man who's trying to abduct me and make me his ghost wife. I mean, if she's looking for protection, might I suggest a condom? And I haven't had much luck with men who are alive. Maybe I should look at ghost men. The spirit world sounds better than Tinder. And unlike Tinder, getting ghosted would be the whole point. I do think that my mom is like more jealous or like worried that I'm going to get more attention than her from the ghosts. Which is very selfish because she's already married. Like, leave some ghost men for me. I shouldn't turn down dick of any kind right now. Even my mom's paranormal sloppy seconds. Anyway, I'll leave you all with that thought. Thank you so much for having me.
I feel like there's this running theme about mothers and dating, and you know what? I'm not going to judge it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going, and I can't think of a better way to close this out than with my dear friend from New York. She's hilarious. She's been on everything. She's going to be back in a couple weeks anyway, and we're hoping to bring her.
She's also going to be on my show on Thursday. I know. I totally just interrupted her intro too.
You make my medicine have to work extra hard during shows.
Product placement.
Thank you. See, we're all working here, Ellen. We're all working here for it.
I know. Eli shut me right off.
That was completely accidental because I'm like constantly switching between people's spotlights, and ad spotlight is right below stop video.
Yeah, no, it was good. The timing was impeccable.
Everybody else out there, I am a good host. I swear to God, I'm a good host. I swear to God, I'm a good host. Let's close this whole
Hey,
thing
Kathy, do you have a final comment today?
Maybe you keep saying that God hates you so much because you keep swearing to him. Or her. I don't know.
You're doing okay, Kath. Let's close this whole thing out with the hilarious Lauren Hope Crass.
Thank you so much. I would like to start off by yelling at Claire for finding these young men who text you back. You're just bragging, and I'm offended. Okay. These boys won't stop texting me. Oh, poor you. I would love to find some young, skinny hipster boys that text back, because mine do not. So if any of my young, skinny hipster studs are watching, text me back. Okay. So I'm a glass half full type person. So I've found COVID's terrible, okay? But I keep finding ways to be like, well, this isn't so bad. And I think we can all agree COVID it's been really great for excuses. I'm going to be saying it's a pandemic for the next 30 years. Like, we're going to be fine. We're going to be thriving. We're going to be on Mars with currency will be dead. Feminism will be supreme. And I'm just going to be like, it's a pandemic, and like to not do anything all day. It's been, because right now it's true. It is a pandemic. You can do nothing, and it is okay. But anyways, I use it as an excuse too for being single. I'm just like, it's this darn pandemic. It's a coronavirus. Otherwise, I'd have 12 boyfriends. It's not me. It's like, due to COVID, I'm single. I can't explain it. It's not a general distrust of men or intimacy problems. Like, that's not why. It's COVID. So I told that joke at a park show, and this girl, she went, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Yeah, that's the joke." Okay. Like, you got the joke. Good job. Great work. It has been fun being single and online dating during the pandemic, just because all the hot people have to come online and join the rest of us. Yeah. I'm like, bring it in, hot guys. Bring it in. I will keep you warm with this personality all pandemic long. I know I'm probably just a fluffer for whoever they do end up with, whatever skinny bitch they end up with. But, someone's got to do it. I'm an essential fluffer, okay? You're welcome. If we have any basic bitches watching, you're welcome. I'm keeping your men warm or on ice. I'm keeping them entertained, okay? So, you're welcome. I'm a hero. I want to talk about robots for a little bit. I love robots, like all robots, like in our phones and our laptops, predictive advertising. People hate it. They feel it's invasive. Like, you can even click it now, like on Facebook. If you hide an ad, you can click it knows too much. Like, people don't like that the robots know so much. I think it's fine. It doesn't offend me. You know, people say the ads get too specific. You know, like I'll get ads where it's like, are you stupid idiot, fat, alone, don't know how to cook, idiot? Click here. And I'm like, thank you. I will try Freshly. Like, thanks so much. And if I ever need anything, I just tell them my phone. I just get my phone and I go, cute, sparkly shoes, not a big heel. Cute, sparkly shoes, not a big heel. And you just, it's a slow cooker. It's like capitalist manifesting. It's great. I recommend it. I think one of the most offensive ads, though, that I was getting, and I gave in, Hulu kept making me want to watch Say Yes to the Dress, and I was resisting, and I was like, rude, like 30s, single, like stop telling me what to do, television. But I started watching, and has anyone in the Zoom seen Say Yes to the Dress?
Mm-hmm.
It's so great. Yeah, it's just like girls from Florida with like middle-aged Long Island women trying to zip them up in dresses. It's very good. Watch it. The stylists do have this really terrible sales tactic where if a bride is unsure if she likes the dress or not, they'll bring the designer out, which is so not cool. Because like there'll be a bride, she's on a pedestal in her gown, and then there's like a mean mom on a couch over here. And the mean mom is like, you look like a slutty doily. You look like if a doily took a shit. Then a cab came out and a pigeon shat all over the slutty doily. Excuse me. And then I know I need my water ran out. And so then the assistant's like, look who it is. It's Panina Tournay. And then the designer is there, and it's very awkward. And Panina Tournay is like, are you saying yes to my dress? And then these poor girls from Florida get stuck in the slutty doily dresses, and it's hilarious. So, paid programming ad for Say Yes to the Dress on Hulu. Thank you so much. I've been grass. Good night.
I think that's a very good recap of Say Yes to the Dress. Honestly, I like it. I like it. I think the whole theme of this whole thing, because if you remember, if you've been with us since the beginning, and 7 of you have been on my watch party, thank you. I know who you are, and you're going to stay on my holiday letter list. Sorry. The whole theme of this whole thing has been women being bullied. Okay. And here's what you need to know is that you always think like, well, I mean, bullies, they just kind of grow out of it. Bullies don't grow out of it just because they have grandkids and rheumatoid arthritis, okay? They don't grow out of this kind of shit. It just keeps going. If Yes to the Dress and The Vow and every other like Dateline thing has showed us, they don't grow out of this, okay?
No.
So if you have the theme of
Dress
tonight,
Say Yes to the Dress is on, what channel is that on?
It's TLC, but you can watch it on Hulu if you have streaming.
Oh, I'm thinking of Bridezilla. Because I watch a show on We TV, and I see the ads for Bridezilla. Oh, I'm sorry,
well,
Kathe.
Ellen, what do you want to talk about your subscriptions? I was wrapping the show up. I actually had a wicked good way to wrap it up about me being a sore fucking loser about the whole Boston Comedy Festival and how everybody should be like, good about stuff. And I'm like, I'm a super supportive person because I have like new people on and seasoned people on and the whole thing. And everyone's super fucking funny. And maybe you should check out The Vow. But you have to go on about subscriptions because that's how we do this show. If you like this, come back on Tuesday. We're here every Tuesday at 8.
Apparently, somebody.
Oh my God, I need a Gatorade. Jeez. You guys know, thank you for being here. I did get a little worked up because Ellen has a lot of digressions and a lot of side conversations, which could be done in the comments. We're on Zoom. We're in a pandemic.
True. You know what? I will remember that for next time, as well as Thursday night for Wicked Good Comedy. Come on back.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, come on back. See on Thursday how I help and support Ellen. Why do I come in with? My material, okay? And I try to fit it in. I don't ask like digression questions about Randy's mother's like ex-lover from Britain, okay? Because that's not what this is about.
It's about
God,
women.
look at my
getting
hair
bullied.
now. Jesus, I can't go out like this. My family's gonna get worried. This was actually this was a lot of. I actually kind of needed this. Honest to God, I needed it. This was fun. We're here every night of the week. Please check out Ellen's show on Thursday. Please come back next Tuesday. I think Lauren might be coming back then or the week after. Her mom may come.
I'll be here for a couple weeks. I'm doing a Boston tour.
She's gonna be here. She's gonna be here. And also, please check out our new talent, and also our favorite male comedian, token male comedian, Randy Williams. You guys have all been great. Thank you. This is Farris and Friends. I'm Kathe Farris. Thanks. Bye.
Woo!
Bye, everybody.
Ooh, pizza's here.